Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. How's the eclipse for everybody? This last lunar eclipse in Capricorn marks a certain end to a karmic cycle, both in the world and for your twin flame connection. So we'll be talking a little bit more about that here. Now it is July, which is an 11 universal month. Is anybody seeing 11/11 a lot? We also have 5 planets in retrograde still, so we are being asked to put our needs at the forefront, slow down, and consider what is missing in our lives to become more of that person that we want to be. So for the Divine Masculine, in his headspace, we have the Tower. So he's thinking about this moment in the past that could have occurred recently or more in the past for some of you. This cataclysmic moment that happened that caused you both to separate in your relationship. This was something that was unforeseen, and because we have this lightning striking here, I think it was a sudden realization, like he got so deep in with you that reality came crashing down. And he's acted swiftly with the Son of Swords, without tact when cutting it off with you, because he didn't want you to see what a mess he was in. It was almost like he created this fairy tale and he didn't want to burden you with reality. And that's why we have this card, please don't take what happened personally. It's not me, it's you. But he didn't exactly tell you why. So what we do know from the Tower card is that something had to be destroyed in order for other things to be created, kind of like how a fire must burn, a wildfire must happen to a forest in either to clear out the old and bring in the new. So if this resonates with you, don't hesitate to share some of your story below. But with the 8 of Cups in reverse, he hasn't been able to move on. I feel like there may have been some depression or illness in the past as a result of this, because in our twin flame connection, if we hurt the one that we love, we also hurt ourselves too, and humans in general, honestly. So we do have the card, my heart and mind always come back to you. So he is still thinking about this connection. The universe will not let him forget. But he lost this momentum of the Son of Swords after that event in his life. And he's learning now to lean on this connection with this card, to lean on the signs of the universe to point him in the right direction. And that's very hard, right? To work for something that you're not exactly sure is going to pan out, to build the house before, the wife comes, sort of thing. So more on this Tower moment. I sense that your person is a man of few words. Doesn't have to be a man to resonate with the Divine Masculine, but we're just going to use that pronoun here as a filler. Perhaps they're having some anxiety about what they want to say to you. We have this heart chakra color, so with the pink, he's feeling a lot of pressure to speak from the heart, but isn't accustomed to putting feelings to words. And you're a master at that, so the task is really daunting. This person is much better, again, like the Son of Swords, at taking action. So he's working on this communication skill, and it's not easy for him. And because we have these cards release and change as well, he doesn't want to stay in this place of no communication forever. So the pressure is really on. It's almost like now or never to find the right speech, to find the right words, to find a way to communicate from this heart chakra and pull himself out of this depression and see the light. I think as we as twin flames get stuck into this runner-chaser loop often, because our relationships can be very dramatic and the intensity and the challenge of it is addicting, but it's also distracting us from our mission, our path, and our purpose. So maybe that's also why this twin left before. Maybe, to look on the positive side, it's saving the relationship from a certain codependency that we all need to work on, so we can allow somebody in our lives the ability to come back when they're ready. So coinciding with the moon in the Cancer-Capricorn axis, it's likely that what is being asked of us at this time is to deal with our emotions, our families, and our private matters, even our habits, in a more responsible, structured way. And sometimes that comes with acknowledging that what we've been taught about life that is bad or dangerous, and learning that we have to be shrewd but also relaxed in our guard. And that could have been part of the Tower moment too, not only acknowledging that you were a distraction from responsibility, but that perhaps he grew up not feeling safe. So when his heart was literally ripped from him and given to you, he just acted the only way he knew how and unconsciously expected something to go wrong and therefore protected himself and pulled away. And that's what I really see in the heart space here. So the Cancer energy is reminding us that our inner child needs to feel safe before it will comfortably let us move forward. So if we go fast, that's when we're going to find that depression. That's when we're going to find that anxiety within. And so your masculine is trying to figure out how to utilize this disjointed energy of the heart space to transform and transcend his limitations. He's having a bit of a hard time with this though, because whatever is here in the Five of Wands is allowing for transformation on some days with the Six of Wands. You see that natural progression there, and then a deep setback with the Eight of Swords. It's almost like whatever happens is like leading him to go back into the chrysalis, or maybe this feeling of like wanting to go back into a safe place like a womb, and not trusting that you're going to be that safe place for him. And he goes back and forth with this, trusting the universe and then wanting to control everything, having intense periods of rest, as we see over here from these cards, and no rest. And that could be very, very exhausting, if power and rest are your two extremes. So I want to ask you, how much control do we think we have over our futures? If we surrender to the divine completely, does that mean that we're willing to accept anything that can happen to us? This is something I've been thinking about for a while, so I welcome any comments or thoughts about that. But I think it's a really good sign that he's moving forward, and we've been seeing in the last couple of readings that the Divine Masculine is really inching his way towards progression, and he's come a long way. So that's a good sign. And then, of course, these three indicators of transformation here with the butterflies, with the number 8, and even the snakes in power. So one thing that we can be sure of is that he's going to come around in his due time, because you do feel like home to him. He's still affected by this connection. He feels like he's a better person because of you. And then in the bottom of this deck, we have "We will be together again." So the Divine Masculine is really finding a way to begin his life. He's like the Son of Pentacles. He has the slow, steady power of Earth and even Capricorn here, trying to tap into that intuitive nature, which is resonating with our moon in Cancer right now. And, it gets better. We have this card here. It gets better. So all in due time, if we can be patient. You some of you could receive communication in 8 days, 8 weeks, 8 months, because we do have the Ace of Wands here in the action space and all of those 8s before. So that suggests, a new beginning, a passionate new beginning. So maybe even, I think, honestly, if somebody does reach out to you, likely this person is going to be testing the waters. They are, it's almost like he's wondering, why your connection still affects him, like, why you? So this person, this divine masculine, might necessarily not be aware of the twin flame connection, even though this is the theme of his future going on right now with the Lover's card. But again, it's that now or never energy, because he feels like if he doesn't move forward to a certain extent, somebody else is going to come and snatch up this 9 of Cups, his wish fulfillment. So he's just a bit conflicted about the signs that the universe has been showing him. And I think that he's going to have to make this choice. We have a guidance team of sorts that are leading us to answers, but ultimately it's predicated on, what we make of our situation. If we're willing to take that step forward and do the work to heal. They're not going to just magically fix things for you, or if they do, then, it's an extenuating circumstance. This is a personal transformation journey, and for the most part, the divine wants us to do that work. So if you're asking for a reunion, or you're praying for your connection, for somebody to reach out to you, ask instead to be shown what's blocking you from your desire, because you're also a part of this equation. And then how to invite that desire in and make it happen. So this time period right now is all about listening to our intuitive wisdom, and that means being open to listening to the universe as well. So just to wrap this up here, hello, it's backwards. We have: consider any tones of doubt that might be present today. This is who I am when that doubt falls away. And again, that beautiful pink rose quartz color of the heart chakra. So I think that Spirit is leading us to understanding that a deep part of this healing is connected to getting rid of any feelings that we have about not being good enough, about not being strong enough, about not having the right words. And if we just take the time to listen, then we'll be able to come up with the solution almost instantaneously, almost automatically, because we're not in the headspace when we're thinking about how to advance. We are feeling with the heart. So that is what I have for you today. I hope it resonated. If you'd like to know specifically what your divine masculine wants to say to you, I have 2 readings that you could potentially book down in the description box below. Take advantage of that on my website. One is like a quick question, and the other one is more of an in-depth reading. So the more in-depth reading, I think, would be more something like this if you're interested. So take advantage of that. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on Friday when we'll talk more about how we can reach reunion. Okay, have a great week, guys. Bye.